What's up, boys and girls? Almost 1 year later, here we are again. A lot of wind as usual. But special this from yesterday until tomorrow, it's a wind warning for the sides. As you can see, I still have the little BMW or BMW or whatever you want to call it. But last year was not the best year as a motorcycle season for me, at least. I will explain you in a few moments. Ooh, they are doing the learning course. Take the license. Whoa, baby. Whoa, crazy, huh? So, let's start from the beginning. The end of June last year, I was in vacation and I wanted to go to do a tour from Switzerland to Portugal, my home country, and it was going pretty great until it wasn't. So I went from Switzerland to France. In France I spent the night there, near Grenoble or in Grenoble. Then in the morning, a few kilometers from Grenoble, I got the light warning from the temperature. You know, what the fuck is this? So I stopped the bike in an abandoned gas station, like you see in the movies, you know. And as I stopped the bike, the coolant was all over the floor. Yeah. And I said, okay, fuck, I think this journey has come to an end, at least with the motorcycle. But that's why we have AAA insurance, so no issues. It was a Sunday, so they took me back to the compound where they leave the cars and the bike. I just had to wait about half an hour for the tow truck. Of course, it could not do anything at the point. So he took my bike and myself to the compound. It was a Sunday, and even though you have AAA and they are very helpful when they can, it's Sunday. They cannot give me a rental car on Sundays. So, but they were trying, but I saw that they were not able to resolve this little issue. So I saw that from Grenoble I had train and bus to Zurich back to Switzerland, because it was better for me to come back to Switzerland, because it was just 600 kilometers. So I arranged all myself. I told the insurers, you just need to get me a cab from this compound to Grenoble, the train station. They said okay, but that took longer than me waiting for the tow truck. Okay, but whatever. So everything went smoothly. I waited for the taxi. Grenoble train station. I took the bus to Zurich. In the evening I was at home. The next morning I took my car to Portugal. My smart, like whatever. So my bike was there, and the insurance asked me if they want me to, if I want them to send me the motorcycle back to Switzerland, to my garage, some garage, or if they could leave the motorcycle in the BMW garage in Grenoble. And I was like, okay, let me think a little bit about that. If I say that I want to that they bring me the bike back to Switzerland, it will take more than, because they don't take my bike, they will have to wait until they have enough vehicles to bring it in one time to Switzerland. And because of the price, you know, in Switzerland things are expensive. Not that in France they're much cheaper, but it will be cheaper than in Switzerland. And I said, okay, you can leave it in the dealer in the Grenoble BMW dealer, and they will call you afterwards. They said, okay, cool. Just one thing. When I arrived at the compound to leave my bike, you know, there were a lot of bikes already there. You can see by the plates there, none of them were from France, most of them were from Germany, whatever. 80% from the motorcycles there were BMW, the BMW GSs, you know. Yeah, that's it. 80% GSs, between GSs 1200 and GS 1250. An idiot. Yeah. Now you can say, oh, because they are not reliable. I think it's because, not really that, because it's a bicycle prone that the owners travel a lot more than the others that have nakeds or any kind of bike. I think they are more prone to be travel bikes. So it's not really about the reliability issue, I think. But you can always comment what do you think about this little detail. So the bike was almost for 1 month in the garage in France. So the guy called me and told me, or asked me, told me what happens, because you have the radiator and the screw was grasping the radiator, and with time it just opened the radiator. And he told me, he asked me, did you ever fall down with the bike, because this screw was pushed to the radiator, like if the bike fall down someday or something. I said, no, with me, I never fall. The bike never fall down. So I don't know. But so that's it. So the main point, it had to take a new radiator. Period. And I said, okay, how much? Okay. So the main, it took a radiator and some little things more. I don't know which one. A new battery. Yes, because they said this one was dead. Yeah, probably was almost 3 weeks. So I don't know how much time it was on the compound. I don't know. New battery, a new radiator. It was about 800 or 900 euros. Yeah, okay. So I took the train back to Grenoble one day, and I grabbed the bike and rode it back to Switzerland. So that's the first thing with that bike in the last year. And that day that I hold my bike was a beautiful day, really beautiful day to ride. Because as I was already in Switzerland, because I was getting to the well, you don't know it, but you have to go through Gomes, the little village, this road that takes you to the Furka Pass. As I was getting to Furka Pass, I was just seeing the clouds, and I say, oh fuck, that's really dark. And guys, it was really dark clouds, and I said, okay, it's a fucking storm coming. So I stopped, I put my rain gear, and man, it was like if the world, all the water from the sky fall down on us for about 1 hour. My fucking god. Oh god, there's so much rain, so much fucking rain. And I said, man, if you can ride through this rain, you can ride through everything. Man, it was really so fucking too much rain. But the tires worked really good. Of course, I wasn't going any fast, but man, so much rain. You know, as I was getting to Furka Pass, I was thinking, oh shit. And then you hear the thunders, you know, because in Switzerland, when you have thunders, they are really fucking loud, man. They are really loud. The dark clouds getting to the Furka Pass, and I said, these guys, they must think I'm a fucking idiot. Of course, I have the possibility to stop somewhere for the night or whatever, but man, I was about 1 hour from home. So I endure, you know, I endure like a motherfucker. Yeah. So after the Furka Pass, it's smoothed down, then you get to Andermatt, yes, and then to Overall Pass, no rain at all. The rain gear worked 90%. Because I somehow my pants were wet, I don't know why, but that's another issue. So that's the first issue with this bike, the last year. 800 bucks, 900 bucks to solve the problem. And it outblows the, yeah, I had to go to France with train. It was about I don't know, 60 to 80 euros. I don't know how many, something like that. I had to take three trains. It's not that expensive. So then the season went by, riding, okay, just the passes and so on. And then one day at my parking space, I noticed that some drops on the floor, and something was dropping from the bike. And I said, what the fuck is this now? And I saw it, and then I went to the garage, and they said, oh, that's the water pump. And I, what the fuck? Because one of the main issues from this bike, this particularly bike, it's the water pump. After a few thousand miles, it tends to to need replacement. Okay, and I said, ah, fuck. And I said, okay, the water pump, how much, whatever. And I said, if it's more than 600 francs or euros or whatever, you call me. Okay. They called me. It was about 600 something, and because you have to, at this point you have to think that this bike is not new. The value of this bike, even though it's a nice bike, you have to think if it's worth to repair it, you know. So he said it was about 600 something. They said, okay, then you can fix it. So they had to fix it has a new water pump, new coolant, they replaced the oil also. Yeah, that's it. That was my riding season last year. How much? 1,500 bucks for the bike. And this happened, the first issue happened 1 month after I had the service on the bike. That made me crazy, because I paid 800 bucks also for the service. So this bike last year cost me almost 1,500, something like that. Yeah, so it's not cool. Not cool. Not cool at all. that's my story from last year. It's not a nice story, is it? But it happens to the best of us. Now she runs until now with no issues, until I try to go to Portugal next June. Let's see. Yeah, of course I didn't film anything because I don't like to, as I told you in one of my videos last year, I'm not going to record all these big journeys because, man, I want to travel lighter, you know, not to have these things in my head. Oh, I have to film. Oh, I have to film this. Oh, I have to film that. Oh, I have to. No, just want to enjoy the ride to Portugal. Maybe I'll do some videos from my short trips to the Alps, as always, if I have a subject to talk about. But if not, no, I'm not going to take the GoPro in these big journeys. And we are in Liechtenstein, as you can see now, as most of you maybe already know from some previous posts. Yeah, that's it. I rode almost all winter. The bike was not in the how do you call it, in the winter sleep. It was not. It was with me, and every time I had a nice weather. Nice weather is something above 8 degrees. I would go for a ride. Yeah, and for this my first video from this season, that's just to clarify some issues. Yeah, what happened last year. So I will leave you to it now, and we'll talk about in the next video about something else. See ya.